Right, so T, we're here today for a big announcement.
Yep.
What is that big announcement?
Okay, so we have now partnered with Potters Bar Town Football Club, and AFC Welwyn will be now playing our home games from here. So yeah, looking forward to it.
From Potters Bar Town. So what does that mean to our... We've obviously grown over the last 2 seasons a Welwyn Garden City contingent of supporters. What does that mean to the fans from Welwyn Garden City?
Yes, I think from our point of view, obviously, first of all, Potters Bar Town isn't too far from Welwyn Garden City, where originally we've been based. And look, at some point, the plan is to be back in Welwyn Garden City or in the Welwyn area, where we will have our own infrastructure, our own ground, our own facilities. But obviously, these things take time. We wanted to play at a facility which I think kind of sets a standard in terms of where we want to go and our intentions. This is a step-free ground. They've just had a brand new 4G laid, which looks lovely. So I think, first of all, as a club perspective, we're looking for somewhere local, but obviously a ground that, you know, as I said, kind of fits in with where we want to kind of get to as well. But yeah, the long-term plan for us is to be back in the Welwyn area, but hopefully, you know, over the next, 2 years or so, we can play at a facility which, as I said, kind of fits in what we're looking to do.
So we're still the Romans, we're still AFC Welwyn.
Yep.
There's no changes there.
No.
Good.
Our relationship with Welwyn Garden City has always been good, and without their support, we would never have been able to achieve what we've done over the last 2 years. So, I've got a very good relationship with Dave and Lee over there. As I said, they've supported us over the last couple of years, gave us a ground to play from. I've kind of bent over backwards for us to kind of get to where we are right now. But from our point of view, at some point, we are going to be a competitor of theirs. That's our kind of plan, and have our own facility and our own ground, and we'll be competition. So at some point, there was always going to have to be that split, and from our point of view, we accept that as a club, and I'm sure they do as a club as well. But yeah, in terms of our relationship, it has always been good, and it still is good, and I'm sure it will remain to be good. Even when eventually we are playing against them and hopefully in the same league as them, I'm sure the relationships will still continue to be good. Our development team is also going to be playing here as well, so those games will be on a Friday night. That's excellent in terms of being able to utilise a squad as best as we can, because it's like you might be playing on the development side and playing really well. You get called up to the first team, you might only get 5 minutes, and that's your whole weekend kind of without any football. So with us having the development team playing on a Friday night here, it means that they can go and get some minutes on a Friday, potentially still be on the bench on a Saturday. They still get the football to be played. What it also means is that you'll be able to support the development team and the first team without having to miss any football. There's no competition in terms of the times that they're playing now, so that's going to be a real positive. And then also our AFC Welwyn ladies will be playing their FA Cup games from here as well. So yeah, 3 teams playing out of Potters Bar Town.
Double announcement there. We forgot about the AFC Welwyn ladies. That's
Yes.
coming on. That's coming as a big announcement as well.
So I've been speaking to Adam for some time now, and the first thing that I kind of got from him is he wants Potters Bar to be a community club. He wanted to ground share with other clubs that were ambitious as well, and he literally said to us, this is the pitch that's being laid, it's £1 million pitch that has just been laid, but ultimately he said, what do you want to do here? Do we need media facilities? Do we need this? Do we need that? So it feels like very much a partnership that we're building here with Potters Bar Town rather than just a ground share. So I'm looking forward to how that relationship develops. The facilities look amazing. I mean, we come up here today and they're saying to us, oh, sorry, it's not quite perfect. I mean, it looks perfect to me. The pitch looks perfect. The facilities look perfect. It's clean. You can clearly tell people take pride over this facility. And you can tell the enthusiasm the guys have got here. So we're hoping that we can support the club in kind of achieving some of their ambitions that they want. We've already spoke to them about kind of potentially partnering up on some of the media stuff, looking at potentially maybe building a media suite here, having a club shop, all that sort of stuff. So anything we kind of spoke to them about, they've kind of said, yeah, let's look at it. How do we make it happen? So we are looking at this being a proper partnership rather than just a ground share. So we'll be our home pre-season friendlies. We played here. That's what we'll be looking to do. But yeah, in terms of, won't be training here. We'll be training a bit more local to us. So twice a week we'll be local to Welwyn, and then match days will be based from Potters Bar, obviously for our home games. But yeah, we should have a good few local derbies. I mean, you've got you've got Cockfosters just down the road as well. They potentially will still be in our league. We've got London Lions potentially will still be in our league. So you've got a lot of local clubs here that hopefully will be able to kind of build the attendances and keep them growing.
the opportunity now for Potter's Bar existing sponsors, our own existing sponsors, and anyone looking to support the club are now pretty much doubled with what we can do at Potter's Bar, right?
Well, potentially more than doubled, because obviously, you know, there may be opportunities where if the development team are playing on a Friday night, we might be able to get some of our media team down here as well. You know, those games, we will have no restrictions around live streaming them whatsoever, because there won't be any issues around the blackout. Again, if the ladies team are playing in the FA Cup, no restrictions around blackout, because they'll be on a Sunday as well. So in terms of the potential reach, you know, if we can partner up with Potter's Bar with regards to, you know, providing some additional support with their media teams as well, I just think the opportunities for sponsorship in terms of how many people are going to see the branding, how many people are going to see the sponsors, I think is going to be significantly increased.
And then finally, we've had a few days now since obviously securing the league title and promotion. As an owner, I know you're going to say you knew we were going to do it, but how are you feeling? What's your summary of the season?
Relieved. Yeah, you know, the problem I've got is set our stall out very early. I suggested that we were going to win the league, put everything in place to, you know, feel that we had the resources to win the league. So it is a relief, because if we didn't put all the resources into winning the league, and it would have been really, really tough to kind of, you know, be in a position of sitting here now and having not gone up, because obviously a lot of work has gone into it from everywhere in terms of the running of the club, the growth of it, the social media, everything. So we want the club to be kind of growing in all areas, and that includes on the pitch. So step 5 was always the target, and yeah, I'm relieved. So it's difficult to enjoy it when you go out there and say you're going to win it. You know, when you don't think you're going to win it and you win it, you're probably thinking, oh my God, can't believe this happened. But yeah, we set our stall out very, very early. So maybe what I should do next season is say we've got no chance of winning it and have no expectations.
Well, that was going to be my next question. What's the goal in step 5?
It's promotion.
It is promotion.
Promotion, yeah. Look, I'm going to be honest. I think it's promotion from step 5 to step 4. Which will give us 3 in a row, and then it's promotion from step 4 to step 3. So I'm looking at 4 in a row, ideally, and then I think once you get to step 3, it becomes very, very competitive, and there is a lot of clubs out there at step 3 that have got significant resources. So I think at that point we have to then stabilise a little bit as a club, make sure. I'd like to think by that point we've got our own home. I'd like to think we've got our own youth teams. I'd like to think that our socials have grown at the level that we need to. I'd like to think that we've got some real big partners on board in terms of supporting the club. And if we can do that, then I think we can say, right, what do we need to do as a club to move to that next level? Because going from step 3 to step 2, some of the clubs in step 2 are full-time clubs. They're professional footballers, essentially. So that would be a very, very big jump. But if we can get to step 3, and in that time scale that I suggest, we're well ahead of target. And then that gives us a little bit of margin forever then.
It's big, still big goals, though. Big goals.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's enough.
Perfect.
Thank you, mate.
James.